Hello and welcome to part 1 of Clive Barker's HELLRAISER, Pursuit of the Flesh. This will be a series which I will release on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays if you guys make sure to leave it a big thumbs up. That being said, let's dive right in. We open in Nebraska. Hell begins on the day when God grants us a clear vision of all that we might have achieved, of all the gifts which we have wasted, of all that we might have done which we did not do. We see a farm, we see a hand, we see someone walking through a field with a bucket. Help, help, please, please help. And there in a silo, a woman alone. Somebody, anybody, please, please help me. There in the silo on a desk is the lament configuration. She's being watched. Someone is baiting her, pushing her to the utmost limits, making her desire the contempt for humanity overwhelming. To open the lament configuration, solve the box, summon the Cenobites. A light goes on. She's shocked. What is this? She sees it for the first time, touches it. The onlooker on a shield of glass, believing it will save him. The box, it begins to move, changing, altering its configuration. Oh God! That all too familiar zap of lightning, the bell tolling, summoning the Cenobites. What is this? Please, I want to go home. She smashes on the glass. Oh hush, child, how they all yearn for home. But hell is a house of many rooms too. And there is the 3 favourites of hell. Female or deep throat. Pinhead, and his trusted sidekick, Chatterer. What are you? The woman says with a tear pouring down her face. The female chimes in. Angels to some, to others. Enough! I tire of all things bloodletting. I am bored. Sermons in service to what? I wonder, and to whom? Pinhead interjects. Such sameness I see in your pleadings, your tears, so very similar. How you kill, how you couple. Tell me, is there no trick of the skin, no obfuscation of flesh left to uncover? I don't know, please, I don't understand. No flesh here, only meat. Our eloquence wasted, our gifts of sensation offered to the numb and naive. So be it. And controlling the box, Pinhead summons his all too familiar hooks on chains, and they lash and they tear the woman apart. We see her blood pour, the innocence, yet masked by her desire. The man looks on, staring. He turns off the light. I require a new arrangement. I require something greater, Pinhead says. It would seem Pinhead has made some form of bargain with this man on the farm. And he replies, yes, your lordship, and the lady, and the page. He unlocks the door, throwing a bucket on what remains, as the blood pours down the drain. And we're left wondering, what is it that Pinhead requires? What is this more that he yearns for, as we are cast deep into the labyrinth? And we see the Lord of the Labyrinth Leviathan reigning supreme over his domain, lightning cast asunder. We see the blood pouring from this hellish dimension. Pinhead and female are back in the labyrinth dimension. I have news from above. The meddler and her group have succeeded in destroying the music box. Sent 2 of our order into the abyss. They are free then, from this grinding millstone. We are born and we die, from one void into another. Except here, for us, where death is difficult. The female, very concerned by Pinhead's lack of worry over exactly what she has said. Are you not concerned? About the girl, she wages a war against the Toymaker's Apocrypha, unaware of what would occur should she win. Am I concerned? No. I am amused. Consider how we found her. We shattered her mind, and she made of the pieces a mirror. She is all that surprises me anymore. Where are we walking? His chamber. Tower of teeth and tongues. The mouthpiece of oblivion. I seek the belows. And we see where the Pinhead and female were walking during this discussion. Through a field of impaled souls to what appears to be an egg. But this is forbidden, female says as she touches the stone chamber. Not to me, and not to those whose lives are punishment enough, Pinhead says, holding a key. I know you're weary. I know the bargain you aim to make. The female says this whilst caressing the Hell Priest's face. It would seem they have an affection for one another. I've crossed the flaming divide, sundered limb and bone, all in service to the mystery of the flesh, only to discover that all there is skin. He walks into the chamber, as there is one last word from the female Cenobite, don't. And the chamber's not quite what you expect. He walks in, and we're greeted with an organ. Not an organ of the literal sense, but an organ, a musical instrument. And the Hell Priest sits down. By the rotted ivory, speak. As he begins to play, he stares up, 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 and he sees the flesh of the tubes of the organ as they scream. Grant me audience with League and Leviathan. And the souls attached to the organ reply, he offers no solace to the melancholy priest. Confess and I shall convey. Very well then. I seek to invoke the accord. You aim to become as I once became? No, you worthless wordsmith, to succeed where you failed. Say it then. Speak your folly. You aim to be what exactly? And then this is where Pinhead reveals his hand. Why he feels what he does. Human. You invite damnation upon yourself. Are my screams not evidence enough? I knew you once, Cenobite. Always the clucking tongue. Weak then, weaker now. The form fits you. You mock my meagre station, yet what you now speak I once spoke. I require a new experience. You were promised such sights. And I have seen them all, Pinhead retorts. Gifts to the ungrateful. I offer my gratitude to he who offers nothing. You understand the terms. A return to the flesh, an attempt to earn the salvation of heaven. And should you falter, as I faltered, I would descend here, damned, absent my rank and power, forever on fire. I would wish of you my own fate, that my suffering might then be second. I know the risks, and the cost, a suitable replacement, a worthy servant. I've a name. He demands you speak it. And the name that Pinhead utters is lost, lost to the damned. All we hear is their reply, a fascinating choice. We are agreed. Go now and make it gospel. And next we're back in the field, presumably where the farmer is disposing of the body, just happily singing a tune. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me, with anyone else but me. And Pinhead's there. Samuel! Your lordship, this is truly... But Pinhead interrupts. There was an angel once, I knew for a time. His name, like yours, was Samael. The venom of God, an angel of death. Were I, like Christ, in the habit of renaming things, I would call you this, because I've much death to ask of you, and much blood to spill. And as Pinhead utters those last words of blood pouring on the earth, we pan out, and we can see not a crop circle, but the dark, divine providence of Leviathan, the lament configuration carved into a crop. And now we see just paint just pouring onto a page from some unseen woman. Shapes, paint brushes and strokes. What is she painting? Who is she? It's Kirsty. Kirsty Cotton. Hey love. Jesus. You scared the fuck out of me. Sorry. I know better than to step on your mojo. But you're leaving. These young, impressionable minds aren't going to lecture themselves 4 cities, 6 days. The life of a published scholar. How boring, I know. Why ever do you love me? Speaking of which... And he gets down on one knee before Kirsty Cotton. Oh, please, stand up, would you? When are you going to let me propose? It's complicated, Edgar. My history is littered with loss. I'm fucked. I've been there before and it didn't end well. I don't want that for us. A ring is the one scar that you can remove. It's the zipper to an old skin. Shed it. I will, I promise, but slowly. I love you, Edgar, too much. And for now, as long as you're my future, you can never be my past. And then, whilst Kirsty Cotton and Edgar begin to succumb to the temptations of the flesh, we pan out, and we see what monstrosities she's been painting, what her past tells. Pinhead, the Hell Priest. And then, whilst Kirsty stares into the mirror, as if judging herself for what she has just done, Edgar says, "Goodbye, love. I'll be back in a week." And we see a picture of Kirsty and Tiffany at the Chenard Institute. A callback to previous events and the history that she is trying to forget and get over. And there, outside, as Kirsty waves goodbye to Edgar, is the farmer, Samuel, placing in the Cotton residence an envelope that says, "Harrowers." And we're left staring at the Cotton postbox, looking at the house. A very familiar looking house. Could it just be a trick of the eyes? Or could this be somewhere we have seen before? To be continued.